All right, we are back, and we are going to go now and say a very good morning here to the Honorable Member for Lake Millville, Keith Russell. Good morning, Keith.
Morning, Randy. How are you?
I suppose I'm allowed to use the term Honorable Member on you today, am I, or am I not?
I would hope so.
So tell me the story, Keith Russell, if you would. How did this mumbo-jumbo thing come about?
Well, I can sum it up as this, Randy. There's just a poor choice of words in trying to convey my sentiments about the project and my desire to see this project go through. So.
Where did it come from? You did an interview with someone, or you were part of a demonstration? There was a demonstration in front of your office or something? What happened?
No, simply did a Labrador morning interview, and again, like I said, you can sum it up as nothing more than a poor choice of words. I mean, I certainly didn't want to. Wasn't my intent to offend anybody. Person myself, Randy, we've been raised to respect each other and to share in each other's beliefs, and it certainly wasn't meant to be a blanket statement about spirituality or Aboriginal people in general. I have to own this situation. I got no problem with that. It's like I said before, Randy, it was just a poor choice of words in using the words mumbo-jumbo. So. Okay,
let's say that it was that. Absolutely poor choice of words. You know, our world of political correctness, I sometimes find personally a little annoying. I think we lose our character, our humor, and everything when we all become automatons to the political correct movement. But the point you were making was I think the sentiment you were expressing is a critical piece of this, and that's the part that I'd like to get to with you for a second, Keith, if I might. This is new, isn't it? This all of a sudden, Muskrat Falls and the area where the dam is going to go and where the road is being built, all of this is suddenly now sacred ground, holy in the eyes of Aboriginals, and part of their spiritual, if you will, awakening, and really, it wasn't, right? I mean, this is kind of like, this is a little bit of a, I don't know what you'd want to call it. It's an argument to try and achieve an end, but it's not legitimate, right?
Well, it's regardless of what anyone believes. What I didn't consider in the comment was specifically, in retrospect, Randy, was the beliefs of the Innu elders that we have here in Lake Melville. I mean, with the Josh Patap and the New Dawn agreement, I mean, we spell out, it's just that, and it's an agreement between the governments and the Innu people. And when you look at the Innu elders and their beliefs, I mean, surrounding that area, regardless of what anyone's opinion is, you have to be, my sensitivity level just wasn't there when making those comments. So I really don't, I really think that when people in a position such as myself have to make these comments, you have to be considerate of what other people believe. As an Aboriginal person myself, I have my beliefs. Other Aboriginal groups have their beliefs. My whole, meaning for having that beginning interview there, Randy, was to, again, I want people to consider all the merits of the project. We're getting to a point where we're heading into the House of Assembly. We're going to have reports on alternatives, the cost of the project. We're going to talk about stabilizing rates. We're going to talk about the economic impact, the tax revenue situation with the project. We're going to talk about jobs in my district and a lot of money being placed in my district as a result. I guess I was a little overzealous in trying to consider all things. Sure, consider the Aboriginal groups and spirituality, but the numbers for this project, I think, will speak for themselves, and that's what I was trying to convey.
All right, let me see if I understand this properly now. So basically what you're saying is that even if it is sacred land, even if it is a holy place in the eyes of the Aboriginal community, the economic and community benefits outweigh that, and therefore the holy place should suffer destruction for that benefit.
My whole point, Randy, was that whether someone else believes it is sacred ground, it's not for me to judge. I mean, people have their own beliefs, and we have to respect that as representatives of the people. So my whole point calling in today was, this thing here, yes, it certainly got blown out of proportion in my opinion, but the expression I used was just inappropriate in terms of me trying to convey my messages about the project itself.
All right, that we will accept. Now, let's go to the question I just raised again.
Sure.
Have you now, is what I'm hearing you say then, at the end of the day, is that even though the Aboriginal community may well view this area as, to use the term, sacred ground, the economic benefit and the community outcomes override that? And the project should go ahead.
I'm not saying, Randy, that they override that. What I'm saying is that I hope that all people take into consideration the full story about this project and the merits of this project when making that decision to support it or not. In Lake Melville, our district, we have, like every other district across our great province, Randy, we have needs. And it's my belief that mega projects such as this are certainly going to indirectly benefit the social issues we have in our communities, the needs for infrastructure in our communities, and the overall prosperity of the people and the quality of life of people who will have employment and educational opportunities as a result of this.
Okay, all right. Okay. When you used the term mumbo-jumbo on this particular either set of beliefs or this particular territory, my understanding and quite frankly, my defense of you on this has been, all right, that while it might have been inappropriate wording, which I will accept, I think so, I appreciate the sentiment that you're saying you have a group of people who are opposed to the project within the Aboriginal community who are prepared to obviously come up with a new list of faith beliefs about this area to try and stop the project. That's what you were calling mumbo-jumbo. In other words, you're not going to flood burial grounds. You're not going to destroy sacred places within the Native community. Everybody in the world, be it a Native Canadian, or be it someone who is an environmentally sensitive Canadian, can hug a tree and say, I believe God made it. Man has no right to cut it down. We can all say that. That's the kind of area where I was coming from. So I'm losing a little bit of the point, because now my impression is that what you're saying is, even if it is, as the Native community out there has now argued, that it is sacred, the economic value of it and the future prospects for people in the province because of it overrides that faith piece. So that's the part that is that what you're saying to me?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, Randy, is that, when it came to me using the term that I did and the expression that I did, what I'm saying is people have the right to believe whatever they wish to believe. And it's not up to me, regardless of how pro-development I might be, I still have a duty to be sensitive to other people's beliefs, and I certainly wouldn't want to offend anybody. My point being is that because I am pro-development and I understand the benefits that this will bring not only to the province but to my district as well. I guess I was, like I said before, just a bad choice of words in trying to get my message across about what I feel is the most important project in our province's history. So, it wasn't my intent to stir up things or to keep this going as long as it's been going. I had a poor choice of words in describing, what I did, and I'm just ready to move on. This is, we've got too much work to do. We have too many constituents to serve. I'm in full support of this project, and like I said, poor choice of words in trying to defend the project.
Keith Russell, the Honourable Member for Lake Melville, good to speak with you this morning, sir. Thank you for this.
All right, Randy, have yourself a great day.
And you too, buddy. Have a good one.
All right.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The man has apologized. What do you think?